What is up, guys? JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. And if this is your first time on this channel, I enjoy speaking about things that edify the mind, the body, and the spirit from a Christian perspective. Can you do me a huge favor? Can you hit that bell notification or the subscribe button so that every time we release a new video, you will be the first one to know? Today, we're going to speak about how to prime your day for success. If you know anything about me, I am huge on priming my day. So much so that I wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning with all the motivation and enthusiasm in the world. You're probably thinking, you are out of your mind. Why would you wake up at that time? Well, just like professional athletes do, they warm up before a game. I believe everyone should warm up for life. And so the way I do that is my alarm clock goes off at 3:30 in the morning. I quickly get up. I don't hit the snooze button. I don't stay in bed. I automatically get up. I have a thing that I say every time I put my feet on the floor, and I'll say, this is the day God has created. We shall rejoice. And what I do basically then is I'm thanking God, right? Thanking my creator, and I'm getting out of bed. I go in the bathroom. I get ready. After I'm ready doing my morning things, I go downstairs, I prepare my coffee, and for the next 45 minutes to an hour and a half, I get into the scriptures. If you know me, you know that I'm a man of faith. So for about an hour and a half, I'm getting into my devotional time. In that time, I'm praying, I'm meditating in the Word of God. I want to pour some truth into my mind. And so after I get done with 2-3 chapters and studying those chapters and taking notes, what I do is I usually get into a book. I'm usually reading some kind of book. It can be business related, marketing related, some of the things that are going to enhance my business side of my life. And so I'm reading some of those things. I read about a chapter or two. I take my notes. And then, of course, from there, I need to activate my physiology. As a fitness and nutrition coach, I want to live a genuine, congruent life. And so I do the things that I speak about, right? The things I teach. And one of those things is to do a quick 30-minute workout where I do compound muscles. So an example, maybe Mondays I'll do chest, shoulders, tris, and core. All those muscle groups work in conjunction, right? They push off of each other. They piggyback off of each other. Wednesdays, I'll do legs and core. Fridays, I'll do back, bicep, core, right? And so there you have all the muscle groups and only 3 days a week. I like efficiency. I have a busy life, and so I have to figure out little hacks and tricks so that I can get all these things in place. After my workout, I go shower, I put some nice clothes on, and that's when my day really starts, right? This is where I engage in my business activities. Maybe I have calls, maybe I have accountability calls for my clients, and I can tell you that when I start my day that way, everything seems to go really well. My motivation, my creativity, all my activities are firing off the way they should. And I'll tell you what, whatever starts well, ends well. My day usually ends at 5 p.m. That's where my business activities end. And from 5 to about 7:30, I hang out with my family. I speak to my girls. I play with my girls. We have dinner. And then everyone is in bed by 8 p.m. You would think, oh my God, that's so early. Why would you go to bed so early? Because in order for me to get up at 3:30 a.m. and do everything I just mentioned, that preparation needs to start the night before. So if you're probably sitting there thinking, that sounds like a whole lot of asceticism, and that sounds really restrictive, and that sounds really boring. This reminds me of a story of one of my clients who was very, very successful. He was a Fortune 500 CEO. Everyone spoke well about this guy, including his kids and his wife. So one day I pulled him aside and I said, hey, out of curiosity, what would you say is the thing that makes you so successful? Because so many people speak well about you. And he turned around and he was working out and he looked at me and he said, JT, boring will make you healthy, wealthy, and happy. And I looked at him and I said, wow, what do you mean by that? He says, most people have a tendency to shun boring and not want to do things that are boring. But I have found that when I find a trajectory, a blueprint, a strategy that is bringing my goals to fruition, it doesn't matter if it's boring or not. I'm going to keep doing it because it only makes sense. He says vast majority of people shun boring, and even though they might be successful at something, they just get bored and they stop doing it. He says I've been able to do the same thing over and over and over again, and every single time I do exactly that, I bring my goals to fruition and I live a very fulfilled, joyful life. And I was like, wow. I walked away from that conversation and that really, really impacted me. And so even though sometimes, things may come up right around 8 p.m. and friends might invite me to things, I don't break my routine for nothing, because I know that the next day I won't be as efficient, and ultimately that leads to disappointment. And if you're not hitting your goals and you're not feeling productive, you don't feel good. And so it's from that pain of thinking that I'm going to fail and not do the things that I need to do that I continue to push forward and prime my day. My friend, I hope you got something out of this. More importantly, I hope you actually do something with this. You wake up, you start priming your day. Leave your comments down below if you have any particular questions on how I do it, or some of my strategies around that. I'd love to respond to you and hopefully encourage you and motivate you in the direction of priming your day. If you enjoyed this video, would you share this video with someone you think might benefit from it? And leave your comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. If this is your first time on this channel, I'd like to encourage you to hit the subscribe or bell notification so that every time we have little tricks and hacks like this, you will be the first one to know. Guys, my name is JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. And today we talked about how to prime your day for success. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.